tail the tape for our main event is brought to you by Toyo Tires, the official tire of the UFC. Munoz is 33. Frankie will be 39 in October. Both fighters 5'6" tall. You see Edgar successfully coming in under that 136-pound limit for his bantamweight debut. And it is Edgar, for maybe the first time in his career, who will have a 3-inch reach advantage. All right, now to get us set up for the headliner, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Chairman Anthony Marnell Jr., Executive Director Bob Bennett. Our 3 judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Derek Cleary, Eric Cohen, and Sal D'Amato. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Herb Dean. And now, for those in attendance and UFC fans watching around the world, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Live from the UFC Apex in Las Vegas, it's time! 5 rounds in the UFC Bantamweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a freestyle fighter holding a professional record, 22 wins, 8 losses, 1 draw. He stands 5'6" tall, weighing in at 135 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Toms River, New Jersey, presenting the former UFC lightweight champion and the number 8 ranked featherweight contender in the world, Frankie, the Answer Edgar! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the right corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 18 wins, 4 losses, 1 no contest. He stands 5'6" tall, weighing in at 136 pounds. Fighting out of Sao Paulo, Brazil, presenting the number 5 ranked bantamweight contender in the world, Pedro, the young Punisher Munoz.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. Touch gloves and let's do it.
A lot of mutual respect in this headliner between that man, Pedro Munoz, who is about a 3-1 betting favorite tonight, against Frankie Edgar, set for his 27th UFC appearance tonight. No man has fought more minutes in the octagon than Frankie Edgar. This fight clock is brought to you by Toyo Tires, the official tire of the UFC. Edgar is in white, Pedro Munoz is in black. The main event is underway.
Look for Pedro to attack the legs early to try to get Frankie to stop moving so much, and then look for the right hand. That's just what Pedro does in every fight he has. Attacks the legs, sets everything up from there.
Early leg kick from Pedro Munoz finds the target. Pretty good combination from Edgar there.
4-punch combo right there on 1 kick of Pedro. That's what he's got to do to stop the kicks.
And Edgar set of the weight cut down to 136 pounds as he lands again. Didn't feel much different than featherweight. Got ahead of it, leaned on the UFC PI, Clint Wattenberg and the rest, and looked outstanding on the scale. We'll see if it translates into the desired result tonight.
Pedro's sitting down heavy, 1 shot at a time right now while Frankie's throwing combinations. This is what we thought might happen, but Pedro's really been working on his patience, he said, and he's gonna need it. Look how quick Frankie looks right now.
So Frankie Edgar in a pretty good striking rhythm here early on.
Pedro has a plotting style where he's looking to head you off and then land his big shots. He wants you to sit and trade with him. That's what he wants to get Frankie to do right here. I have a feeling right when the trading starts happening, you're gonna see Frankie shoot.
Edgar has eaten a couple of big right hands from Munoz without issue, and a nice jab from Edgar there.
Already very technical first round. Both landed several shots already.
Edgar in perpetual motion as usual. Coming up on 3 minutes here to go, round one. Jab is there for Munoz.
And that's what Frankie wants. He wants to touch him and then move, touch him and then move. And Pedro wants him to just sit still so he can knock him out. That's the battle always in these fights.
Munoz doing some pretty good work to that lead leg of Edgar. Nice burst there from Frankie. And that jab appeared to get Munoz right in that right eye. Oh, big left hand connects for Munoz.
Pedro definitely throwing with bad intentions the way he's throwing these punches.
North of 800 jiu-jitsu matches for Pedro Munoz in his grappling career, but he likes to stand and bang, and connected with a huge right hand there.
He's heading him off, throwing the jab to find him, and then waiting for Frankie to move and moving him into his right hand. That was a nice 1-2 by Pedro.
Stop.
Looks like maybe a mouthpiece.
Fight.
Less than 2 minutes now in round one. Another right hand connects for Munoz.
He's just keeping Frankie moving on his heels and then following him up with the two. Notice how Pedro's not chasing either. He's not following behind Frankie. He's heading Frankie off. He's beating the lead leg by following his lead leg, not following Frankie's back leg. And that right hand keeps landing, and Frankie circles to the power side.
Munoz says he trains to finish. He certainly fights to finish, but a lot of people, Dom, feel like he's got a good style for 5 rounds as he arrives at his first UFC main event here.
I mean, he's got a good style for fighting. He's been doing it so long. He's got tons of experience. He's just game. I'm telling you, this bantamweight division has top 10 that are all championship material fighters. Pedro's one of them. Frankie's one of them.
Less than a minute to go here in round one. Both guys have had their moments. Significant strikes, essentially a dead heat. Slight advantage for Munoz.
And that jab's landing more and more for Pedro. Early on, Frankie was countering the jab, but now Pedro's getting ahead with that jab. And when that jab starts landing, the power's following shortly after.
Pretty good sequence there from Edgar after Munoz effectively touched the body with that front kick. Edgar thought about a late takedown. Munoz wise to it. Big left for Munoz.
I mean, you see the constant pressure of Munoz. Nice 2-punch combo by Edgar at the end.
Big.
Let's see these replays here. Right now, you got the big right hand down the pipe from Frankie there, and another one. I mean, the timing of it's just perfect. And then a 1-2 down the pipe for Pedro to return. Again, jab, and then here's the end of the round right here where Frankie just connects. 3-2 to finish the round.
On these steps when you're back up against the fence. Don't wait by the fence. You understand? When try to shoot after these combos, you're hitting them with 3-punch combos. Shoot on the 4th.
You gotta mix in the takedowns in there, Frankie. Even if you don't go fully.
In those exchanges, okay? Make sure you're rolling and keep your shoulders high. Great effort.
Frankie, every right hand you threw landed. Every right hand you threw landed. Shorten it up a little bit, that right hand, Frankie.
He lowers his level, don't leave our head high.
Mark Henry, Ricardo Almeida, Chris Ligori, Steve Rivera in the corner of one Frankie Edgar. They like that right hand, but they also, Dom, obviously want to see him mix it up a little bit more here round two.
Even strikes in round one tells you why they want him to mix in the wrestling. When you mix in the wrestling, now you're adding another martial art to an even boxing match, essentially. Kickboxing match. Excuse me. There it is. And that's what he's got to do. Threaten it and then mix in the punches after that. Ooh, there's the right hand they were calling for. And it is landing a lot because Pedro's very square. See how square his stance is? Now, Pedro's in this stance in order to land his right hand, but also to stuff the takedowns of Frankie. So now he's eating more right hands to stop the takedowns. It's a chess match.
But Edgar is really starting to find his way with his hands. You see a pretty significant cut to the left of that left eye for Munoz.
This is the style fight Pedro wants. He wants to just keep walking down, put you in a phone booth, and get you to trade with him. And now he's starting to connect too.
And he believes over 25 minutes that he can land that seminal blow. He does have championship experience, former RFA bantamweight king, 5-round decision win over Jeff Curran back in 2013.
The pressure that Pedro's keeping is nice, but I mean, look at Frankie too. Non-stop movement, always giving different looks, laterally moving in and out. He's always had a good gas tank, so don't expect either of these guys to get tired.
Little slip there by Frankie, ate a knee and a right hand. But Edgar's confidence is just unshakable. A lot of people have tried to sort of write the book on the end of his career, and he doesn't think he's anywhere close to that right now.
I mean, everybody's going to talk about the end of your career that isn't doing this.
Yeah,
that's just what people do. Nice jab by Frankie.
Hands up on your exit.
Munoz getting caught on the way in.
Well, Pedro's kind of starting to follow Frankie now, back and forth, and as he's following him, he's walking into some jabs and some straight punches by Frankie. There's a nice takedown, and all because Munoz goes for that guillotine and gives up that takedown to Frankie. Nice job to get away by Munoz.
So Edgar gets credit for one takedown, but back on the feet here midway through round 2.
And this is similar to what how Pedro Munoz fought Aljamain Sterling. The pressure, constant pressure. The difference is Frankie's using a little bit more boxing than the kicks. So it creates a different outcome here so far. But same pressure as Pedro kept on Sterling is the same pressure he's keeping on Edgar now.
That cut starting to bother Munoz a little bit. Good jab by Pedro.
Keep those fingers up.
And you saw Munoz trying to communicate with the referee, Herb Dean there.
Jab uppercut from Frankie there. Jab uppercut or jab straight, and then when Frankie peels out, you're seeing Pedro fire another right hand. He'll fire double right hands a lot, and on the way out, he's connecting on Frankie, but the first two usually don't land. Spin kick from Frankie. Very nice.
Yeah, Edgar mixing it up well tonight. He's been the busier striker, albeit slightly.
Frankie gets the right hand to a shot. And mixing in these takedowns will really offset Munoz. You're seeing that now. It changes the timing on the jab, changes the timing for Pedro to land his strikes.
Right.
Everybody goes, well, he didn't do much. He didn't hold him down. Yeah, but you're changing the timing and the rhythm of the striking battle when you do that.
So the ever-coachable Frankie Edgar doing what his corner had suggested. 5 takedown attempts thus far. Just over a minute to go here, round 2.
One of the things that Pedro said is, you know, I like 5 rounds in this matchup. It was originally 3, but I like 5 because it allows me to make a few more mistakes and still be able to figure out a way to get the knockout. And that's what we're seeing right now is Pedro's kind of weathering this first 2 rounds and trying to figure out a way to get a hold of Frankie. It's always so hard to find.
Well, and the next man in MMA to finish Pedro Munoz will be the first. Draws a lot of confidence from his chin, his defensive acumen. Front kick from Munoz, 30 seconds now in round 2. Ooh, both fighters landed in close there. A left from Edgar to punctuate things. Edgar feints a takedown. Final 10 seconds now of round 2.
Stop.
Groin strike towards the end of the round.
I mean, sportsmanship on point, professionalism on point.
There you go.
He's into a 3rd round now. He's broken right now. He's broken right now. He can't stand it.
A pressão tá muito boa, a pressão tá boa, só que a gente precisa do segundo golpe, entendeu? Não carrega muito no primeiro.
Pressure's good, but don't load up your first strike. We need that second strike. We need to follow up.
Big right hand for Frankie there. And he's just landing a right hand and then just getting out of there as fast as he can. Right here you see a nice uppercut land for Frankie. And another one there. Because you're seeing Pedro lower his stance to try to stop the takedown attempts of Frankie. When he lowers his stance, that opens up the uppercuts.
I warned him also. Okay.
All right, round 3 is brought to you by P3, the official protein snack of UFC.
So keep a lookout for Frankie's uppercut. Sorry about that, John. Frankie's looking for that uppercut now because Pedro's lowering his stance to really defend the takedowns of Edgar.
Nice jab from Pedro Munoz. That corner does not want him loading up on that first offering. And again, a left-hand connection for Edgar. A lot of fans seem to think we are 1-1 after 2. Munoz doing a little bit of a better job raising that defensive guard after a big second round, as you see there for Frankie Edgar.
We're seeing Frankie get ahead a little bit more on the strikes. And the reason is you're seeing Pedro throw 1 or 2 punches at a time, and Frankie's throwing 3, 4, or 5 punches at a time. And they're adding up, and then the takedowns make that more possible. But look, you see the power of Pedro when he throws 1 or 2. They are hard shots. That's the difference. So that wears and tears.
Pinpoint jab from Munoz a moment ago. You may have heard his corner calling for him to keep those hands high.
They tell him 25, 26. Hands up. 25, 26.
And now Edgar dealing with a cut in and around that right eye, or so it appears.
I mean, how many 5-round wars has Frankie been in, and he's here again doing it?
Incredible.
Time and time again, he's had these type of battles. Nice one, too.
Edgar, a 10-time bonus winner in his UFC career. Last bonus, though, December 2015 for that unforgettable knockout of Chad Mendez in a main event.
Just keep looking at Pedro's right hand, though. That right hand's landed several times, and it's heavy.
That Munoz jab, one of his best weapons, starting to make its presence felt.
Inside of the doors, can you go?
Nice left hook from Frankie. Low kicks.
A lot of leg kicks for Pedro Munoz here.
Jabs landing more and more for Pedro.
Oh!
Nice left
big
hook.
left hook from Edgar.
And it's because he's throwing 3 punches. He's not just throwing 1 or 2. So the third one almost always lands for Frankie. Third or fourth punch almost always lands for him.
This otherworldly chin of Pedro Munoz has been tested tonight.
Don't let him keep stepping into you, Frankie. You first. You first.
Edgar may be moving a little bit gingerly on that lead leg now, Dom.
I mean, he's eating, I don't even know how many kicks. So it is going to add up, but he's still in this fight. He's still moving, too. It's not like he's sitting completely still. But yeah, that leg hurts. You're exactly right, John. I mean, he's showing it.
That Munoz jab has been a big story of this third round. Under 2 minutes now to go. So after not landing a leg kick or even really throwing very many in round 2, Munoz back to it here in round 3, and it's paid off.
Yeah, well, in round 2, Frankie kept the forward pressure more. He's shot more takedowns, and he kept the offense higher, so it kept Munoz from being able to time that low kick. Frankie slowed down a little in this third, and now Pedro's back on track like he was in the first. Counter left hook for Pedro.
Oh. Nice little flurry there from Edgar. Maybe the left hand got through. 1 minute now to go, round 3. Main event rounds coming up.
Jab of Pedro and the low kick of Pedro are starting to land more and more and more as this fight goes on. That's 3 jabs in a row Pedro's landed.
And Edgar's nose starting to get a little bit leaky here. Good counter right from Frankie.
And now he shot all those takedowns in the second round, but you notice that Pedro got away so quick that you're not seeing as many, because it's like, man, do I want to use all that energy for Pedro to just stand back up and get back on me with this pressure? So I think it's just kind of kept Frankie from shooting more.
And Munoz also starting to get in a better defensive zone here, seeming to see Frankie's shots a little bit better.
He's getting closer and closer with that right. The left hook for Frankie's been his best weapon so far against Munoz.
All right, 15 minutes down.
What a fight.
Coming.
I know it's killing. You got it. Stiff check, Frankie. Stiff check. Don't let it hit your fucking.
High on the kick.
Don't let that check hit your butt.
I'm trying to give you water, kid. Let's take some water. Listen, keep going with the jab after the right hand, because he's counting with an overhand. You follow what I'm saying? So after any right, uppercut, overhand, get the jab. Get a double jab back. You follow what I'm saying? You can't just wait against the fence. He's starting to pick you one at a time. He's going right leg kick. He's going up kick. He's going overhand. You follow what I'm saying? Right. So make sure that you're bringing the offense. Be offensive with your wrist, even as you're going lateral. But if you can bring some pressure forward, bring some pressure forward. Don't forget about the stay. After you connect on a good right, you keep backing up every time. Stay, you take a shot.
Frankie, let's mix in some shots. Second round, you mixed in shots. You did great. You gotta get some shots in there.
Right after this main event, don't miss a recap of all the action on the UFC Fight Night post-show on ESPN+. Heidi Androl, Karen Bryant, Kamaru Usman break it all down right after the main event. It is only on ESPN+. What did you think about the message from Mark Henry and those in the corner of Frankie Edgar?
Mark Henry, one of the best coaches in the game. He said everything he needs to do right. Get off the fence, move forward. He's starting to time your leg and time his jab. You need to get the takedown. And here he is doing what his coach says.
Beautiful get up by Munoz. The UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya chiming in. A lot of combinations for sure through 3+ rounds. Edgar unofficially 2 for 7 on his takedown attempts now. Let's see if Munoz tries to get back to the leg kick attack now. Nice jab.
So I would say right now, Frankie's winning the combination war, but Pedro's winning the jab and the low kick war. I mean, the jab and the low kick are kind of keeping Frankie where he needs to be for Pedro, but Frankie is doing the right thing. I mean, he's staying in this fight because of the combinations, the takedown attempts, and he's non-stop movement.
Munoz stalks his prey. Nice kick to the body from Munoz.
Nice teep kick to the body, and you see the teep kick and the high kick look very similar. Nice left hook from Frankie. So it's a good timing to mix those up the way Pedro's doing.
And there's that double jab that Mark Henry called for from Edgar.
And the other reason why Pedro can keep so much pressure is that Frankie's not throwing any low kicks at all on Pedro. So the pressure can just keep coming. He never has to worry about his feet.
A good point that. Coming up on 3 minutes here to go in round 4. Nice connection by Edgar. Oh, that's a big right hand from Munoz, continuing to try to cut off the octagon and create a striking angle. There's a leg kick. Left hand of Edgar partially lands, but Munoz raises the guard to block it.
See him, the difference too is see how Pedro, he'll almost eat 2 or 3, but he knows when I eat that, you're gonna be in range for me to hit you harder. And so he's almost eating a couple to just try to land that huge one. And that's why he's got so many finishes on his resume. He's willing to eat a couple light ones to stick you with those hard ones right there. See, he ate 3 and came back with 2. He missed them, but if those land, it's bad news.
And a great combination from Edgar, of course, a moment ago. Nice body attack from Pedro Munoz. But Munoz loves to spars more often than the average Joe in this modern day of mixed martial arts.
You can see it in the way he fights, John. This looks like a sparring battle right here.
And he trains all the time with Robson Conceição, the first Brazilian boxer to win Olympic gold back in 2016. So iron sharpens iron.
And you can see the boxing of Pedro with that jab and the cross and the way that he keeps his hands up and his good defense.
All right, let's check in with the Buffalo Bills fan, Mark Henry, in the corner of Frankie Edgar.
Frankie, get your side 2. You're going head proper. Get the head level. 1 minute. Yes. 1 minute. Look, he kicks. One kick. Frankie, you first, Frankie. Throw that too hard on his kick. Renee 2. Take out with that. Renee 2. Renee 2. Renee 2 Adams, Frankie. Renee 2 Adams. Paper kicking. Let's go.
Stiff jab from Munoz. But Edgar has certainly answered after a challenging round 3.
I mean, Frankie's still ahead on the numbers, so it's going to be hard for the judges to go after this one. It really is.
All right, now let's check on Conan and the American top team. Oh, excuse me. We will do that at the end of the round.
I mean, these guys are amazing to watch right now. The technique and the chess match that we got going on with the Pedro trying to head off Frankie.
Oh, cracking right towards the end of the round. We will now follow Pedro Munoz into the red corner.
Calma, respira. Isso, respira que você vai fazer os últimos 5 melhores da sua carreira.
Calm down, breathe, and you're going to have the best 5 minutes of your career. That's what you're going to do. It's 5 minutes to glory. I want everything from you right now. You're going to be precise.
Ei, você já entendeu o jogo. Para defender o jogo dele é 2 passos atrás.
Right on his jab, and he's going right to the spot, right to your right shoulder. Get your head off left on some throws, or get some unders. When you do that side 2, you hit him. Stop going, he's going jab this way every time. He's throwing right at your right shoulder on the jab. You follow what I'm saying? So make sure that you throw it in a different spot. Go under it or go 11 out. Sit on the dough after.
He's throwing
Frankie,
single kicks.
5th round. We need this round.
Let's go.
2 absolute warriors. And I say this a lot, but there's just a physical and a mental toughness that I think a lot of people out there watching just can't relate to.
And I think Pedro said it best. They got the speed of 25ers and they got the power of 45, 55ers. And so it's the perfect mixture of this weight class. You see the technique, you see the movement, you see every martial art mixed into this, plus toughness. I mean, these guys are letting it all go. It's awesome to watch.
Seems like a lot of the scorecards coming out are 3-1 Munoz. But who knows what the 3 scorecards that mattered might say.
Amazing wrestling defense from Pedro Munoz in this matchup. Frankie doing a great job mixing everything up to get the takedowns in there, use that energy. I mean, high-level championship style fight right here. Oh, look at that uppercut.
Yep. And you can see the obvious swelling on that left leg of Frankie Edgar, starting to limp a little bit, but so damn tough that fighting right through it.
Now the next thing you got to think about are the judges counting ring generalship. Is that going to win Pedro this fight too? Because he's been moving Frankie back the whole time. Frankie hasn't spent a lot of time coming forward other than takedowns and things like that. So is that going to add up? Because Frankie's ahead on the numbers technically.
Right. Well, that is a tertiary condition octagon control. So essentially, the judge would need to not be able to determine a winner based upon effective striking, grappling, or aggression.
There's the
fighting there. And we did just see in our ISO monitor that Frankie Edgar leg give out after a low leg kick from Pedro Munoz. We'll keep an eye on that over the final 3.5.
I mean, how many of those kicks has Frankie eaten? And we've seen guys stop after 2 of those. So that's, again, how tough is Frankie Edgar?
Munoz in search of a signature win here. And Frankie Edgar adding to his Hall of Fame legacy. A big right hand there from Edgar.
Yeah, that was a huge right hand. And it's almost like when Pedro gets hit with those right hands that hurt him, he's like, oh, I got to go forward. Okay, let's go hit you some more. I mean, it doesn't even phase him, really.
Yeah.
Nice read for Frankie there. It does miss, and that's the defense of Pedro Munoz. Look at his stance. He's always got that knee out, right hands up, looking to counter at all times.
Edgar circling away from that patented power right of Munoz. You see the attack, both guys mixing it up pretty well. Edgar has been effective to the body. Of course, Munoz downstairs. What a main event it has been thus far, coming up on the final 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, these guys, and think about this too, they haven't even shown 1 ounce of exhaustion.
At all.
For
on the
1
stools,
second.
barely breathing.
Nope, for 1 second. So these guys came in shape, came technically ready. I mean, this is real professional stuff right here.
I think I'm like breathing heavier than they. Munoz with an effective front kick there.
Nice jab by Frankie. 2 minutes left. This is when it really starts to pour on. I think we're going to start seeing the phone booth in a second here, any minute.
Both guys landed power shots in that exchange. Big right from Munoz.
His right hands are adding up. There it is again. See, now Pedro's not showing it. His corner said, hey, stop loading, just fire it out there, not so hard. And he's doing that now, and they're landing. Listening to his coaches. But he's not showing it, he's just kind of throwing it out there.
Well, Edgar will be limping after the fight, but trying not to show Munoz any sort of limp. And that's a big land from Edgar.
Huge right hand for Edgar.
Well, lesser men likely would have been finished here tonight. Final minute of this one.
Oh, awesome. I mean, how they're sticking each other with these right hands over and over and just eating them. Both of the left side of each other's faces are just beaten up because of the right hands they're landing on each other.
Again, Munoz touching the toes to that midsection of Edgar. Under 30 seconds now to go. And Munoz greeting Edgar's offense with plenty of his own.
Now we're seeing Pedro just wait for Frankie to fire anything, and he's just winging an overhand. Nice job going to the body, in and out for Frankie, not being there after he lands his offense.
Oh, big right hand from Munoz late. And Pedro has proven tonight that his style can sustain over 25 minutes. What a war. What a fight as Frankie Edgar and Pedro Munoz go the full 25-minute distance tonight. Only one man figures to leave Las Vegas a bona fide bantamweight contender. The scorecards on the main event coming up next from Vegas.
Just gonna go ahead and walk you through some of this fight. There's a good right hand. I mean, that's the story of the fight in the first round for Frankie, is hit and don't get hit. It was tough for Pedro to find him, but he used that jab, started attacking the legs, and then he got ahead in the second round as Frankie. He started landing some takedowns, mixing it up. But as the fight went on, the right hands kept landing, the low kicks kept landing. They started mixing it up and getting bloody. Pedro was able to keep the pressure moving. Frankie was able to land a lot of uppercuts when you saw Pedro adjust to the takedowns because he lowered his stance. Here comes round 3. You see the beautiful jab of Pedro landing. I mean, he throws it very heavy, very strong, getting out of the way all the other strikes of Frankie, and then the low kick started landing even more, and that really slowed down the movement of Frankie in 4 and 5. And this is the 4th again. He checks that one, but it doesn't stop Pedro from moving forward, keeping the combinations going. And that right hand, every time Frankie would peel out, would land just like that. Huge right hands, and they ate him like a bucket of cookies all night long. Huge left hand for Frankie, and another right hand that stunts Pedro. We don't know how the judges are going to see this fight because it was so back and forth.
Well, we have that answer for you one final time tonight. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. Eric Corlin scores the contest, 48-47, Edgar. Saul Yamato scores it, 49-46, Munoz. And Derek clearly scores the contest, 48-47, for the winner by split decision, Frankie, the answer, Edgar.
What a moment in a career full of them for the future UFC Hall of Famer Frankie Edgar.